Hello, good evening. Say hello if you're here. Hey, how are you? Actually, your name, I'm always wondering how to say your name. How do they say it in England? Is it Winnie? Is it Winnie? Is that how they say your name? I was always wondering about that when I see your messages. Maybe it is. So, we're alone here. Where's everybody? Do you think they're coming? Oh, there's two more people. Tonight, I want to be answering some questions that you guys asked me on Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, I think you guys might be. I think all of you are, to be honest. But if you're not following me on Instagram, you should. There's lots going on there. This is where you'll find me on Instagram. Thanks for joining me tonight. Good to see you. So I thought it would be fun to come here tonight and answer some of your questions that you've asked me a few days ago, actually. So I printed some of them and I've got them here. They were very good. There were so many questions this time, and some of them were amazing. But there were, I think, 4 or 5 that I thought were really good for you guys, for all of you to benefit from, to get something good from, okay? I am going to be looking at your questions here as well, if you guys have any, and we're going to be chatting for a few minutes tonight, okay? So, the first thing I want to answer tonight, we're going to go easy, and then we're going to talk about some things that are a little bit more complicated, because I think that's going to be fun. So, this one here, right. This question, listen to this question from one of you guys, okay? I don't think the person who asked this question is here. But anyway, the question was, listen to the question, okay? How long time have you been abroad? How long time have you been abroad? I'm going to ask you all a question, and I want you guys to type up the answer, okay? Do you believe this question is correct or incorrect? How long time have you been abroad? Correct or incorrect? If you think it's correct, you just say correct. If you think it's incorrect, you just say incorrect. Or you can say wrong if it's easy. Right, wrong. How long time have you been abroad? Incorrect, no. Okay. Anybody else? Does anybody think that this question is correct? How long time have you been abroad? Does anybody think, actually, yeah, this is fine, no probs? Anybody? Okay, we have Jennifer who thinks it's correct. Everybody else here saying it's incorrect. Okay, let's talk about this. It is not correct. It is incorrect. It is wrong, okay? Because, and it's actually a very simple explanation, because when you say how long, you are talking about time. When you say how long, this question is about time. So you do not say how long time. Good evening, Flavia. You do not say how long time. You just say how long. Always and forever in your life, okay? So for example, how long are you studying for? How long have you been working here for? How long is this movie? How long is the flight from Sao Paulo to London? Okay. Always how long. Never how long time. Never. Okay. I have a feeling all of you or most of you know this, but I'm going to answer because some people asked me the same question. I think I got 4 or 5 questions which were the same. And the question was about me living abroad. So I don't live abroad anymore. I have been living in Brazil for 5 years, actually. Yes, And the reason why, some people ask this as well, the reason why we decided to come back to Brazil was mainly means most importantly, okay? It's a great word to know. Mainly because of the weather, because I really dislike, which means I don't like, I really dislike the cold weather and the rainy, gray and gloomy weather. And my husband is the same. So we mainly came back because of the weather, and also because we wanted to have kids, and we believe that kids are happier here. And I'm not saying this is a fact, maybe it's not, but it's just something that we both believed to be true. So we decided to come back, okay? Let's see what else we've got. Okay, this next one is so interesting, and I wanted to have a little chat with you guys about this because it's good to talk about it. Listen to this question, okay? This question is in Portuguese. I'm going to translate into English. I'm going to look at your comments in a minute, guys. Just a sec. Hold on. Fernanda, can I say how long have you been working here without for? Yes, of course. Fernanda, you can. You can say how long have you been working here? Perfect. Absolutely fine. How can I ask how long you take from home to work? Yes, you would say, Jennifer, you say, how long does it take? It sounds more natural. How long does it take from home to work? How long does it take from home to work? Okay. The next one is this. Listen to this question. So interesting. Do you know a website or an app that I could research about phrasal verbs? So the question was in Portuguese, and the question in Portuguese was: você conhece algum site ou app que eu possa pesquisar phrasal verbs? So my answer to this question is yes, of course I do. There are so many websites, so many apps, so many explanations that you would find online for phrasal verbs. And also, they will not help you. And this is when I lose my audience. This is when everyone goes, goodbye, Patricia. No, listen to me, okay? They will not help you because phrasal verbs are complex. There is an incredibly long list, infinite options, so many combinations. A phrasal verb normally is a verb, honest Patty. Normally is a verb, for example, go, and a preposition or an adverb. So another word, so like go over, go down, go through, go up. These are phrasal verbs. And so the number of combinations is insane, is just unreal. And if you looked at all the grammatical explanations for this, you would go crazy. Exactly. Go out, go on, and so on. You would go crazy looking at this because not only there are so many options, but also so many rules about phrasal verbs. So some phrasal verbs you can put the word in the middle. So for example, go over. Okay, let me think. Somebody gave me an example the other day. Okay. Push, open. Panic. Phrasal verbs, panic. Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to think of an example. I can't think of an example now. But when you say, for example, pick up. Okay, let's think about pick up. It's a phrasal verb. Pick up. Okay, and you could say something like this: I'll pick you up. Pick you up. I can't say pick up you. That sounds terrible. That is not correct. That is wrong. Okay. So you would say, I'll pick you up. So this is a rule for pick up. It's not a rule for everything always in life. A lot of the time, this will be a rule that you have to say you, for example, in the middle. Okay. So pick you up, call you up, I don't know, bring you over. Does that even make sense? I don't know. Do you see what I mean? So there are so many rules. So for you to then go on a website and start to learn about the rules, I have a feeling, a strong one, that you're not going to remember, that you're going to be really confused and you're just not going to remember, and that's not good. So instead, listen to this structure. So good. Instead of reading and learning about the grammatical explanations of phrasal verbs, you should, instead of this, so don't do this, instead of this, you should pay attention to how people are speaking. Listen up, make notes, listen so closely that you're able to repeat things. You know, because it's so amazing when your learning gets to a point that you say something and you know that is correct, or you know it's wrong simply because of how it sounds, because you're listening so close to how people are speaking that you can tell whether something is correct or not. This is the best way to learn, because then this is the natural way to learn. You know, so this is what I recommend. I do not recommend looking at a crazy list, because God no. Let me see what you guys are saying here. You guys are having fun. I can see that. It's a pleasure being here with you. Is the question right? Yes, but it's not a question. It's a sentence. But yes, it's pop you off. Exactly. It's exactly. That's what I mean. Thank you, guys. Yes, that's it. Najib, you're saying that this year you will learn English, you have this dream, and you will do it. Well, that's it. It's the best thing to do is to set a goal for yourself, to say, look, I'm going to do it this year. I'm going to do it next year, you know, but also be realistic and remember that, you know, it's, you can't really, realistically, you can't really say, I'm going to do it this year, because the learning process is so long, and you have ups and downs. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. And that's absolutely fine. It's nothing to worry about. But just instead, again, I'm saying instead again, instead of saying, I will learn English this year, instead you should say, I will have English in my routine this year. So when you bring English into your life and it becomes a part of your life every single day, you will naturally be learning and improving constantly, you know, and that's a much better approach. It's healthier. You don't put so much pressure on yourself, and possibly will get better results this way. Okay. People remember to like the video. Oh, thank you. You guys are lovely. Years ago, I bought a phrasal verb dictionary because I had the idea that learning a list of them out of context would make me learn English. Big disappointment, right? Rodney, big disappointment. There's no way you would learn, right, to speak just by learning random phrasal verbs. God no, so difficult. So this is what I wanted to say for now. Let me just check my next question, which is quite cool. This one, no. Hold on a minute, guys. Okay, this one is an interesting question. I thought it was so interesting. What is your biggest difficulty in teaching English? Very great, very amazing question, actually, because I often think about this, you know, I ask myself this question a lot, because I don't know if you guys know this, but I have been an English teacher since 2008. So it's been a long time. I was 21 years old when I became a teacher, which, it's crazy. Yes, and also, during this time that I have been teaching, I have taught mostly Brazilian people. I think I like to teach Brazilians. I think because obviously I am Brazilian, so I understand how you guys think. And I think I know the struggles that you go through, the problems you have with learning, because I experienced them myself. So I think it's just easier for me to be able to teach you in English, because I am Brazilian, so I have this Brazilian way of communicating, if you will, and maybe that helps you to understand me. But I think my biggest difficulty is beginners, totally, because of my methodology, because I teach in English even when I teach beginners. Can you believe it? So if I'm teaching a beginner, I'm teaching 100% in English. And sometimes it's so hard to make them understand because they don't know the basics, So I really struggle. And I'll be honest, I don't enjoy it. I don't like teaching beginners. So I nowadays, because obviously I've been teaching for such a long time, and you guys know me from Instagram, from YouTube. I've been on YouTube for 5 years. It's not like, oh, I decided to just make some videos 6 months ago. No, I've been making videos for 5 years. And nowadays, I have a waiting list of students who want to learn from me, which is great. And also I have got 100 days going, my course, which is awesome. And, I just got to a point that I don't need to teach beginners anymore, so because I don't like it, I normally don't anymore, because I love to do what I do. So I want to do it in a way that I enjoy, which is teaching intermediate plus. I'm really, really passionate about the transformation, about you presenting yourself to me with a crappy English, English that you learn from the normal courses, and me saying to you, okay, I can do something with your English that will really change everything. I love that. That's my passion. So yeah. And that's beginners is definitely my biggest difficulty. I don't like it because I speak English 100% of the time, and it's exhausting. It's not fun. Let's see. Jennifer, Pachi. What's the difference among these words? Seek, search, and looking for. Sometimes I get confused. Okay. Let's go for the easy ones first, because I think it's easier. Looking for is literally looking for something. So you could, for example, if I lost my phone, supposedly I have no idea where my phone is, I would be like, have you seen my phone? This question. Have you seen my phone? Look, I would say that. I would be like, have you seen my phone? And I'm looking for my phone. Where is it? Where is it? I'm looking for my phone. I don't know where it is. It's just I lost something and I need to find it. So looking for is the opposite of find. So you're looking for, you don't know where it is, and suddenly, here it is. I found it. Okay, so looking for is very obvious. Search is when you're talking about, for example, when you're talking about work, supposedly you don't have a job and you really want to find a job, you could say, I'm looking for a job, because you are, like, you need to find one. You could say, I'm searching for a job, because you are online and you're searching, you want to find one as well. And you could say, I am job seeking. Kill me now. Yeah. Like you could say the three of them when you're talking about work. But when you lose something, you don't say I'm seeking my phone, because that's weird. You just say I'm looking for my phone. And I could say, for example, I lost my phone. Would you like to help me search? That works. Or would you like to help me look for it? That works too, but not seek. Seek seems to me like something slightly more formal, you know, like, yeah, it has a more formal connotation, you know. Again, this is my explanation, but the way for you to really understand and be able to use these things individually is when you're really listening, because then you start to understand how the whole language works. It's incredible. Let's see what you guys are saying. Gosh, you guys are on fire tonight. Winnie, you've been watching me since 2015 when I was pregnant with Dominic. That's amazing. That's so cool. You understand me, but you can't speak. Yeah, of course. Speaking comes way later. The first thing is you need to understand to be able to speak. And more, for you to speak well, you need to understand well. You need to really understand. Otherwise, your sentences are going to be off. You're going to miss words. You're going to, your grammar is going to be all messy. So I always say this, please focus on your listening. You should not be focusing on your speaking, because your speaking is a consequence of your listening. What are we talking about? Gabriella, we're talking about everything tonight. It's a crazy live. Thank you about my accent. Jan, I don't know how I would say your name with an English accent. I think I would say Jan, maybe. How can I improve my British accent? I love it. The best way to improve, number one, in my humble opinion, is for you to familiarize yourself with the phonetics of the language. So each letter of the alphabet has a sound. So I'm going to give you a little example. There are 2 videos that I made. You'll find them on my channel, 2 videos about phonetics. Have a look. But for example, the letter A in English does not sound like A. The sound is A. It's very open. A. The letter G for giraffe, okay, the letter G in English does not sound like J. No, it sounds like G. G. And then after you learn all the letters individually, you learn the combination of letters. So double O has a sound. I don't know. A-I, for example, the word fair, F-A-I-R. So A-I sounds like air, Yeah? So then you learn the combination of letters, which is so interesting. And then after you've done that, it's so important that you do that. It really helps. After you've done that, pick British people that you love the accent of, like people that speak in a way that you admire, that you would like to potentially speak like them. Listen to them, pay attention. When you're watching them, look at how their mouth is moving. Realize that they are not talking like this. British English is very closed. It's very shy, So pay attention to those things, and I'm sure you can work on your accent. I'm going to answer one more question, then I'm going to go take my kids to bed. God, I got a headache again tonight. Can you believe it? Jesus Christ, what's wrong with this headache, man? Could you explain? I'm going to answer this one. Andre, could you explain how we use the word towards? I love it. The word towards is in the direction of something. So if I saw you and I started to walk in your direction, I would say I'm walking towards you. I'm walking in your direction. I'm walking towards you. Where are you, Patricia? Where are you? Oh, hi. I am just driving towards the shopping center. Driving towards, in that direction. It's actually a very simple word. Just one last thing before I go. In England, in British English, they love to say towards. And in American English, generally, they always say toward. So they are the same. Towards or just toward is the same word. So relax. You can just say whatever you prefer. Lovely people, you were on fire tonight. Honestly, I haven't even managed to read everything that you have said. I love it. Thank you so much for joining me. 86. Hello. Thank you, guys. Next Monday, I'm going to be here again for sure, chatting to you and helping you stay motivated. Okay. Thank you all. And I'll see you later on. Take care. Bye.